EVN, News Summarizer, Donation Ship Black Hacks, Community Support, Selfie, and ZYT to the Moon, SB Plus. So that is the order of presentations. We've been provided with this information prior to now. But what I'll just ask is that you keep in mind the order and make sure that when you're called to the stage that you accept the invitation so that we can facilitate your presentation. And we're going to get started with Tubman. I will be keeping a 3-minute timer for each presentation. And once those 3 minutes are up, I will interrupt you if you're still presenting. So we have to keep strictly a 3-minute time period. So I apologize in the event that I do interrupt you, but we do have to make sure that we keep that equitable for everyone. Okay? All right, so we're ready to get started. And we'll be calling our first presenter to the stage for Tubman.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Do you see my screen? Okay. So we are Tubman, like Harriet Tubman, and we're democratizing access to financial market for Black people. Yeah, so these are just some stats to show like the percentage ownership of stocks in the average American family. 34% for Black people, 61% for white people. And this brings us to a problem, that we see that Black people and other underrepresented groups don't really have a say in the financial stock market. Like none of the brokerages out there are for the people. They're either to make money for themselves or for hedge funds or the 1%. So other elements of the problem, we can see the high level of financial illiteracy among Black people. There's no true free market. We don't know what we are trading. And there's no generational help, no generational wealth. So this brings us to a solution. Tubman, it's a brokerage app. It's focused on African communities, focused on the people. And this app was designed with the average African American in mind. Here's a persona, just a person earning just above minimum wage, $3,500 in liquid assets. So this is basically how it works. Some user registers with us, you immediately take a knowledge assessment. And through this knowledge assessment, we give you access to limited trading stocks and stuff and assets based on what you actually know. Then we continually recommend education and we focus on community. The easiest way is to learn from each other. So just here are our features. We have 4 main features: free market trading. We are transparent with our users. Communities, again, like I said, learn from each other. Education, we want to teach them how to trade. We want people trading with actual knowledge, and mentorship. This is just a short demo of the app. You can see it's uploaded. Let's just skip up to the front. So this is just the portfolio you see, and let's get to the user's profile. And from here, we can see that if the user actually tries to trade high-risk investments such as options trading, you're going to require a quiz. So that's just one of the limitations of our app. So this video is up for viewing later. I'm just going to skip it for time constraints. Our tech stack we use our Pocket API for market data, Swift for the iOS app, and Java for the Android app. And this is just a quick comparison to Robinhood, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, top players in the business. And we like to advertise true data. We allow our users to know what they're buying and buy it. Our business model, actually, we're going to be making money off commissions and interest rates on margin. This is just a commission-free breakdown. We actually noticed it's counterintuitive for commission-free trading in the actual true market. So we reduced the fees as much as we could. And this is just estimated revenue, 1.5 million, if all goes well. And this is a Pfizer challenge. It can be seen later. And this is just prospects for future. So that has been a presentation. Thank you for having us.
Perfect timing. Okay, I'd like to pass it over to the judges. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Could you explain the fee structure one more time? I know you had time constraints there, but if you could just explain that real quick.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
If you can go back and kind of explain the fee structure one more time and how the money.
Okay. So So one thing that we realized is that the main thing that's currently in the market is commission-free trading, and we believe that's counterintuitive because what these companies are actually doing is that they're taking under the bus payments. They give you worse stocks at worse prices than you actually ask for, and there's no transparency. So what we've done research on all the current trading websites, and we've picked a model where we can charge as little as possible for commission. So ultimately, we plan on charging 0.2% on all stocks. So, for example, if someone has a portfolio of $3,500, they end up paying 7.5 per year, and this is just a regular breakdown. And we feel like through this, we are actually able to give you a free market. Yeah, you're actually able to control what you have. We don't need any liquid requirements, like you saw with the GameStop trade that happened with Robinhood and all. But yeah, that's just a quick overdown of the fees.
And
Yeah.
quick question on the training.
Yes.
If I wanted to trade a risky stock, I love the fact that you paused, asked me some questions, but does the trading that you have in the platform, does it educate me so that I can answer, so that you're comfortable that I can trade, or you're expecting that I get that training someplace else?
Yes, we want to integrate education as much as we can because we are trying to tackle financial literacy in the Black community. So yes, the first thing we do basically like a knowledge assessment test. That's the first thing you get when you register, is just to show, okay, this is how much I know. And based on that, we give you limited, like the easy stocks. Then with time, we keep recommending educational facilities. There's a complete educational section. We recommend communities. And through this, you are able to slowly learn. And when you learn, you can then take the assessment for risky stuff like options, margins. And after you take the assessment, if you're verified that you're eligible, then we give you access to it. Still emphasizing on resources, community, as always, because that's all we're about.
Thank you, Tubman. Excellent. Okay. We're going for our next presenter, and that is Challenge Accepted.
Awesome. Just give me 1 second to share my screen.
Okie dokie.
No, that is not true.
All right. I hope you all see my screen. Hello, my name is Ayomide Ajayi, and I'm a computer science student at Morgan State University. And I work with a team of 4 bright-minded students to build our hackathon idea. So when we thought about this hackathon idea, we really thought about the prompt. And the prompt of this challenge really resonated with my teammates and I. I mean, just last week, my teammate drove her 40-year-old neighbor to the hospital. She described the look in her neighbor's eyes and how afraid she felt knowing that her health was declining. She suffered a stroke and was then diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes. And after hearing this story, I was deeply touched myself because I have family members who also have diseases. So we began to think, how can we change this? How can we solve this issue? And the truth is, heart disease is the leading cause of death for Americans, and it kills Black people earlier and at a disproportionate rate compared to white America. You probably know someone who suffers from this disease, and you wouldn't be surprised. And I can tell you right now that much of this pain can be avoided by leading a healthier lifestyle, starting from a young age. Not only this, but being healthy is a challenge that has been magnified by the pandemic. And so we decided to accept the challenge, join in the youth with our fun game-like features, and making our mobile application available to anyone with a smartphone. Challenge Accepted serves all people. In fact, our solution is threefold: an app where you can connect with friends and engage in live fitness challenges, an app that ensures you to get the most out of your workout, using unique machine learning pose analysis to automatically count reps and make sure that your competitors are playing fair. And lastly, our calorie tracker feature that completely revolutionizes the way we count our calories. It's as easy as taking a picture of a meal and getting real-time stats on nutrition. With a SAM of 41 million people and a freemium business model, our projected revenue is $1.7 million in 2 years. And there is no bulky equipment or expensive new tech needed. Challenge Accepted helps all people build fun habits for a healthier future. And let's see how it works. So in this case, of course, our user logs in, and Shibumi is logging in to work out with Kylie today. So him and Kylie are doing a challenge. So Kylie is going first on her smartphone device. Let's see if she wins. Okay, Kylie lost. Let's see Shibumi's performance. Looks like Shibumi won. And if you would like to work out by yourself, we also have this feature included in our app. And most importantly, you can take a photo of a food and get real-time nutritional facts about the food. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening to me. Do you accept the challenge? I'm now open for questions.
Right on time. Judges?
Awesome. How is this unique from other fitness apps that are out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we spoke to our mentors and just ourselves. Some of my friends have used Noom, and Noom allows you to like keep track of the nutritional content in your food, but then you have to like manually input every single ingredient in your food. So we wanted to think of a new idea to make the process of including food ingredients easier. So you can now take a photo of your food and immediately get real-time data. And the workout piece is like, for example, we're all in a pandemic right now. We know health is really, really important, especially in the Black community. So how could we want to think about ways to bring people together and still have them work out and practice a healthier lifestyle? So you can work out with your friends. You don't need equipment like some apps use. You don't need any special equipment. You can just get on the app. You want to do like a fun challenge with your friends, like push-ups, and our app checks your form to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And that's what makes us stand out.
We have time for one more.
What is feeding your models, I guess, for doing the workouts on the food? What are you using to feed those data models?
Oh, so the workout. So we use Xcode, and Xcode already has like a model in place. And we basically, what my teammate actually worked on is that he used the model that's already provided by the machine learning model already provided by Xcode, and used that to apply it to like looking at patterns in like your joint movement. So for example, we just used the model that was a pre-existing, but we used it in a different way because no one had used it to count reps before. And same goes with the nutritional content piece, which I worked on. I used the machine learning model and I used it in a different way that no one else had used before. I used an API with it to make sure that we get nutritional content from food when people take photos directly from their phones. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. That's all we have time for.
Thank you.
All right. We're moving on now to Opportunity Engine.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, let's see. So, hi, my name is MD, and my teammates are Ikechukwu and Cameron, and our project is called Opportunity Engine, and our goal is to make sure that there are no more missed opportunities. So, there are tons of opportunities like internships, fellowships, events, and programs made by companies specifically for underrepresented communities. But the problem is that it turns out not many people know these exist. And why? Well, because there are literally thousands of them, and there's no central place to discover them. We wanted to solve this problem by creating a program to discover opportunities in real time and consolidate them into a single, searchable, and accessible website. So where would we find all this data on opportunities? Well, it turns out that Twitter has a treasure trove of data specifically for this that's just waiting to be organized. There are tons of people posting opportunities that they hear of all the time on Twitter, but these don't get much reach. Like you can see, there's only 2 retweets on this one about Google CSSI. And the thing is, all of these tweets are easily findable via the Twitter API. And so our project, what we do is we use the Twitter API to find tweets referencing new opportunities in real time, and then we update our website with tags to help people search for opportunities relevant to them. So I'm going to do a quick demo of our project's prototype. So you can see here, this is just a simple website with a list of opportunities that lets you search for ones that are relevant to you. So for example, let's say I'm looking for opportunities for women in tech. So I could just look up the community that I associate with, and then it'll pop up here. And then I could easily find opportunities that are specifically for women in tech. And then from here, you could click on this to find the tweet that referenced this. And from there, you could talk with the people who posted it. Like, let's say, for example, someone who previously got into this, I could reach out to them and ask them about how to apply and increase my chances of getting in. And so, yeah, that's what our project does. And so the impact of this is that it helps people to find access to opportunities quicker and also apply to things that they otherwise would have never known of. And it lets people know more about the details, like, for example, that this is an opportunity specifically for women in tech. And it lets people connect with the recruiters and other people that post about them to help increase their chances. And so as for the business model, we thought that this should not be a profit-seeking business and it should be free for users. And luckily, to run a website like this, it's actually very low cost because we just have to pay for keeping up the server and the Twitter API is free. So we could probably run this from just user donations alone. But if it scales up really high and the server costs become very high, then we could look towards corporate sponsorship in exchange for promoting their opportunities on our website. And as for technology, for the front end, we used Vue.js and Vuetify. And for the API, we used Twitter. And for our source control to work together, we used GitHub. And as for sustainability of this, right now, the way that we find opportunities is by using the Twitter API and searching for things like the word opportunity or a phrase like check out this opportunity, or looking for hashtags associated with certain opportunities, and also looking for tweets that have links in them, because those would be more likely to contain references to opportunities. But this is not scalable. So in the future, what we would do is train an ML model specifically on this data to be able to categorize that this is like a fellowship and for women. And here's our team. Thank you for listening. Our project is Opportunity Engine.
Thank you very much. Judges, we'll hand it over to you.
Hi, MD. So you talked about the goal here is to increase visibility for a lot of these different opportunities. Can you talk a little bit more about what would make me want to visit your webpage and your site as opposed to some of the existing sites that are out there that also list opportunities?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when we were doing our research, we saw that lots of the times, like these kinds of websites that consolidate opportunities are specifically for jobs. And so that's not that great, since it doesn't really reach out to all the other types of opportunities that people could take advantage of to move up, like such as fellowships, company events, things like that. And so we couldn't find anything that does that specifically. And so we made something this general where it'll search for any type of tweet that references some sort of opportunity that people could take advantage of. And so the reason why our website would be used is because it's so general and finds every type of opportunity, makes them very easily searchable via tags, like I'm looking for a fellowship and I'm looking for one specifically for people, color, and so on. And so, yeah, it makes it very easy to find and search. Yep.
We have time for one more question, if there are any.
Sorry, this is Herbert. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So the filtering that you use, where I can go in and set the type of search that I want, does it save that information? So if I come back a week later, I see updated searches, or is it only what's available at the time? And then the second part of that question is there a push notification capability such that if a great opportunity comes up, I don't want it to be pushed to me so that I wouldn't miss it?
Yeah, those are definitely ideas that we were trying to implement, but for a 24-hour hackathon, we weren't able to get all of that. But definitely, some of the features that we were planning is, for example, subscribing to certain tags, and then also, getting a mobile app where you could get push notifications and emails, and then also things like helping people with the actual application itself, like letting you know when the deadline is and how many people have applied, and being able to tell you like how many people from this website reported that they got in to calculate an acceptance rate and so on. So yeah, those are some of the future features that we wanted to implement.
Nice. Great roadmap items. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you so much, MD. All right.
Yep.
We will be moving on to the next center, which is Safe Space.
Hey, everyone. Okay. I think you all can hear me. Yeah, my mic signals are moving. Okay, good to go. Okay, so my name is Collins Chikaluba, and my team and I built Safe Space. Safe Space is a platform that focuses on helping with mental health issues in the Black communities. Mental health issues remain a dominant problem in the Black community. There's been an 83% increase in suicide rates in the Black community since 2005. 73% of African Americans believe mental health issues are a sign of weakness. 3% of Black Americans are getting mental health counseling compared to 28% of other Americans. And after talking with Black users, we got 3 main problems with mental health services as of now. 1, existing mental health services are difficult to navigate. 2, people do not know how they are improving, and it's kind of daunting if you do not know if you're improving. And 3, sometimes it feels like a lonely process. So we have Safe Space. Safe Space is a platform that allows people to connect to counselors. It provides a community for people to talk about their mental health issues and provides emotional analysis for the user's mental health journeys using emotion recognition AI taken during therapy sessions. This is a user persona we made for an average user of the app. And this app allows you to view different therapists, schedule sessions, discuss problems with others in a chat room, and see an emotional analysis of your mental health journey. We also provide a large pool of users for our therapists and as well as emotional analysis of patients. Now, this is a demo of the emotion recognition software that I mentioned. As you can see, when he starts smiling, the graph at the top goes up, like he's smiling, and then when he starts frowning, the graph at the bottom for angry goes up and the happy goes down. So this is a demo of our app. So you log in as a patient and you can see the homepage. You can also go to chat rooms to see the community and talk to people in the community. You can book an appointment. You just have to click on any of the available therapists. You can see their qualifications and specialties you can book, and you can click on a slot in their calendar to book an appointment. You can also go for the appointment, which uses the emotion recognition API as I showed before. You can also see an analysis of your mental health journeys, of your mental health journey. This is our possible competition, and this is what sets us apart from the competition. As for our business plan, we plan on charging the therapists a 5% commission on their hourly rates. According to our calculations, this would get us an estimate of about $45,000 a month, and we think we would have a net profit of about $370,000 in our first year. We also took part in the Pfizer challenge. So in addition to our emotional recognition software, as you saw earlier, our app also uses Pfizer's data to determine the user's emotional well-being using their spending habits. So the user is able to set goals for themselves, and therapists can also set goals for their patients. Thank you for listening, and you can also check out our emotional recognition demo in safespace1.web.app. You can try it out yourself and see how the graphs moves depending on your emotion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Collins. All right, judges.
Awesome. Thank you, Collins. Question. Have you considered, with lots of medical data therapists and things of that nature, have you considered PII and how you would handle the sensitivity of your clients and your therapists within the app?
Sorry, are you talking about like security and how secure their data is?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do realize that people are kind of sensitive about their data, being put out there. We plan on building trust with our consumers by assuring them that their data will only be shared with themselves and their therapists if they choose to opt in. We plan on providing very secure data for our users so that they can have trust in our platform. Sorry, does that answer your question? I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And this is Herbert. So how would you target the African American community specifically, or is that just I'm trying to understand how this would appeal to the African American community as opposed to some of the apps that are there today?
Yeah, definitely. So as I mentioned, like I think I mentioned it earlier, our app is actually built on the problems the African American community are shared with us about the current existing health problems. One is they feel lonely during the process, so we provided a community for them. They also do not know how they are improving, so we provided data analysis of their emotions during their journey. And another problem is that they also found it difficult to navigate the current health services. So we provided a clean, nice UI for them so that they can easily navigate. Does that answer? Sorry?
It does. Thank you. Sorry, took me a second to get off mute.
Oh yeah. So our app is open for everyone, but it is targeted to help the Black community.
Okay. Thank you so much, Safe Space. We appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. Now we'll be moving on to the app from Boomtown.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, okay, perfect. So I will share my screen. And just making sure you can see my screen.
We're good to go.
All right. Oops. So today, an internet connection is a vital part of job security and upward mobility. But what about for the, is a vital part of job security and upward mobility. But what about for the 30 million Americans without a reliable internet connection? Without easy internet access, it is extremely difficult to seek out opportunities, which leads to stagnation and continued unemployment. The ironic thing is there are plenty of opportunities available to provide relief for small businesses. The day-to-day operations, especially for sole proprietors, can be hectic, stressful, and unpredictable, and leads many of them to go out of business or struggle in their situations. So clearly there's a real need to connect small businesses with a sustainable network of temporary staff. And that's where Boomtown comes in. We're an SMS-based staffing service that removes many of the barriers that exist today to find a job. Employers can use an intuitive dashboard. They can enter in the positions, timing, and required skill sets that they're looking for, and potential employees in the local area will be notified by text. No internet connection required. So let's go ahead and demo the app. So this is a basic layout of the portal that we plan to expand on someday. So the employer can see the hours sourced, needed. They are encouraged to build a trusted network of employees. So as the employee continues to provide their services around the community, they will build up a reputation, and we plan to keep track of that to help with their own upward mobility. Eventually, the business owner will also be able to see the relative amount of people in their area who can help them out. And there'll be a system that when the employee queries for available jobs, they can go directly to the employer's dashboard, and they'll be able to see schedule interviews with potential employees. Now, we're very excited that in this hackathon, we were actually able to implement the chat feasibility with the Click Send API. So if we click Help Needed, I'm about to receive a text on my phone. Notice the timestamp is 1:40 p.m. Central Time. So I will be sure as soon as that gets uploaded, I will show that to you. So for our business model, we are targeting the 30.2 million small businesses in this country. The employer pain points is what we're targeting. They can make simple staff requests and go straight to the community to find support. And for our future features, we're looking to implement skill building and qualification systems where potential employees can also help brush up on their interview or specific skills that they'll need for specific roles to help, again, build their qualifications. And we also want to see if we can integrate with point of sale systems so that this makes it more seamless for staffing to where the employer can simply view profiles of different employees and have those automatically be integrated into their system once they approve of it. So
that's time.
Okay, perfect. I am in the middle of questions. I will show you my screenshot of my uploaded timestamped text. Sorry about that.
All right, judges.
Yeah, talk to me about the business model. How do you? Is it a community service, or is do you expect revenue?
Yeah, sure. So we see revenue coming in from two sources. As I said, the small business industry is a 30.2. There are 30.2 million small businesses in this country. So we are looking to take a cut off of every time that they connect with one of their employees. We still expect to be significantly cheaper than contract work or some other larger service providers. And we also want to help the employees build up their resumes, and eventually when they start making higher than the minimum wage or they have a steady salary, we also would consider taking a service charge for helping them build their careers.
Okay, thank you.
How do you deal with real-time staffing issues? Is this like if there's more than one person considering or wanting to be staffed for the same job?
Right, and that's something we actually learned new at this hackathon, the concept of callbacks and how we would potentially build a qualification system to help rank certain employees. Another thing that we could do is, it kind of depends on the priorities of the business. So if they want to be known as a business that really supports the community, then they can rank people with internet access, without internet access higher on the scale, and those people would be recommended to them first. Or if you're looking for a specific skill set, then we would try to recommend those individuals to the employer first. And just so you can see my screen, that was that 140 screenshot that I was able to take. So we do have some real-time communication and action.
Okay, Boomtown, thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be moving on next to EVN.
Brayden, I can't hear you very well. I'm getting some feedback.
Hear me? Is this good?
No.
Right now?
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
No.
You want to try it one more time for us? If not, we can move you down. It's still a little static.
Thank you.
All right, Braden, we can't hear you clearly right now. What we're going to do is move you to the end of the presentation list, and we'll allow you some time to troubleshoot what's going on with your audio, okay?
Okay.
Still can't hear you. So what we're going to do is have you go at the end of the presentation so you have some time to troubleshoot your audio. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Judges, we'll come back to EVN at the end. All right, Zuri, can you bring up News Summarizer, please?
I think I'm on the stage, but I can't share my screen right now because Brandon is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the team News Summarizer.
So should I start?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Nikesh, and we are Group 11 News Summarizer. We are a group of sophomores from Harvard, and this is our project that we did. So before we begin, I want you to look at the slide. Here we can see that there's like news articles about COVID vaccination, and these are all articles about generally the same thing. And there's just too much content out there, and each one of these sites want to gain your attention, and they want you to look at their ads, and they want you to feed you opinions so that like they pull you into their own like this circle or like their own like echo chamber kind of thing. So there's this fight for attention, and there's made too many articles out there, and we want to do something about it so that we can help people. And the problem, restated, is that staying informed is time consuming because there's just too much out there, and there's too much misinformation. People like the news articles are sometimes provocative just to get your eyes into the advertisement that they have, and there's bias in news reporting as well. And our solution is to summarize the news for you using an AI. And this goes well with our theme that is truth and service. We want the truth by removing the bias, and we want to serve our customers by helping them save their time and help them get the right facts that they need. And the features that we provide are the summarizer that helps you summarize whatever you are trying to read, and bias remover will compare different articles and see what's common in them. And once they see what is common in all of them, the commonality in the articles are usually the facts, whereas the opinions might vary between articles, and that's the part that we want to like remove from the summary. And the way our project might work is we have a summarize button, and once we click on the button, we will generate the summary. And in the future, we want to add a bias remover inside the summary, like whenever we are generating summary, and we can ask our users if they want to remove the bias as well. And target customers are mostly habitual online news readers. We want people who like to be up to speed with current events, or they use news to research for study, work, or personal applications. So if you're reading like a one or two news article every day, I don't think you are one of our customers, because you don't want to pay to get a summary when you're just reading like one article a day. Whereas there's people who do research from the news, like there's people who like to look at like companies, how the companies are doing for the investments. So I think those are the people who want to use our app. And okay,
sorry about that.
I can get to the Q&A right after this.
Okay, just please.
Oh, sorry. Should I share my screen, or should I guess I can share my screen for now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nikesh. Have you considered people using or learning what your model is, and then perhaps skewing the model for the content of the summary to be skewed as well?
So you're saying the model can be skewed by the fact that whatever we train it on might be skewed?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have thought about it. So the idea is to not like use past data. The idea is like when we're removing bias, we're trying to use the data that's inside the article itself, and we're trying to look at what's common between them instead of like looking at like what happened before. If that makes sense.
We have time for one more question.
Hey, I'm sorry, Nikesh. Hey, talk to me about, from a business model perspective, why you believe I, as a subscriber to the Wall Street Journal, would want sanitized news.
Okay, so like there's like the idea is that you are reading news like more than like an hour a day, and you want to read, like you're trying to go through them as fast as possible. and like these could be like fact checkers, or these could be you just want to read more at this like in a limited amount of time, or it could be someone who's like trying to research like companies that they want to invest in. And we think that like it's going to be a very small percentage of the New York Times or like the other news outlets subscribers. Right now we're like looking at like 1%, and I think those are the customers that actually want to summarize their news so that they can read faster. And also there's also bias. This is more different than the summarization.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to move on to donationship Black Hacks.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Let us know when you're ready.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Oh. Okay, hi, we are Donationship. And Donationship is we are a nonprofit organization dedicated to building a more personalized relationship with you and your low-income community. In a time where the number of people who need help increases every day, donating to charity must become more than just sending a check to an organization. If our local communities struggle, the solution to getting past this pandemic will grow further away. Our problem statement: there are many people in America living below the national poverty line, and the disparity between the low-income families and the wealthy is only increasing. We're also currently experiencing hardship as a society that impacts low-income households the most. Now more than ever, there's a demand for us as a society to be more empathetic towards our neighbors. Research shows that 73% of Americans have donated within the last year to charity, which ties into our solution. A study conducted by the University of Pennsylvania says that people are more likely to donate based on feelings, not logic. And stories that focus on the plight of one individual seem to have a greater emotional impact. An example of this would be shelter charity commercials you see that intentionally display one sad dog at a time. So our solution to this is Donationship is our curated solution that is a solution to that problem with empathy and compassion in mind. Donationship is a web application that matches in-need low-income families with willing family sponsors who will help support the family in any possible way, typically financially. Since research has suggested that people are more willing to donate when they know who and where their donations are going to. Knowing this, our mission is to create more personalized relationship between people who donate to charity and people who receive the donations. With our application, people who wish to donate to the individual can put in their preferred donation items and search by zip code for people in the area looking for donations. Once they put in their zip code, they will be matched with a few people looking for those items. If they so choose, they can click on a family or person they want to learn more about and can chat with them through the website chat feature. Our conclusion: with Donationship, not only do you contribute to a great cause, but you have the opportunity to form a meaningful relationship with people you choose to help. We can increase our number of people we reach and assist by partnering with large organizations who in turn recommend us to those looking for help. Although we are a nonprofit, when people choose to help by providing monetary donations, we do charge a percentage fee to promote our application and keep the site running. This is our Works Cited page, and this is a screen cap, and I will take you to our website. So this is the website. You can search. An example search would be go here, and this would be example results for people residing in like Colorado Springs, and this is our chat feature. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was time. Judges?
So you mentioned a few organizations, Red Cross and the United Way. So my question is, how do you determine which organizations you want to partner with, and how, for some of the smaller ones that you partner with, how do you ensure that they are legitimate?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. I'm sorry, you were breaking up a little bit. My connection was a little unstable. Do you mind repeating that?
Sure. Sorry. I was asking, you mentioned Red Cross and the United Way as some of the organizations that you all are going to partner with. How do you determine which organizations you want to partner with? And for some of the ones that aren't as large as those, how do you, how are you sure that they are legitimate organizations?
Yeah, so we definitely did our research on organizations that we know are there for the cause and are not just to make profit or abuse users or in any type of way possible. We did find organizations that we found they were technically donation organizations, but we felt that they did not align with our exact moral values as far as helping low-income communities, especially those of making up the minority population. And as far as the smaller ones, we'd definitely be willing to opening up our services to them, but I'm assuming they would be the ones that we would be paying them because they would be advertising our services. So if they have a big enough donator list and audience, then we would definitely be considering working with them. You're welcome.
We have time for one more question if there is one.
How would you bring or entice people to use the app, considering privacy concerns?
Yeah, definitely. So privacy concerns, people who are looking for need, no, there's nothing that they would input into the app that would suggest to them that their privacy could be breached. The only thing that they would put in is zip code at most, which is pretty broad. So it's not like they're putting in their exact address or phone number. Any information that they wish to transfer between them and their chosen donor, that is between them. We definitely encourage that they keep a safe distance during COVID times if they so choose to meet up, and we definitely encourage them meeting in a public place and one that they both consent to.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Donationship. All right, we'll be calling to the stage now community support.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing quite all right. How are you?
I'm great.
Let me go ahead and share my presentation here.
Okay.
So, my name is Joshua Lingasa, and I am partnered up with Trang Nguyen. And we decided to do a voice app called Community Support. And the idea of using a voice app that we've come to believe that it engulfs, it's so practical that it engulfs the idea or the scope of practicality for day-to-day uses, and works our way closer to ambient computing, to where an individual or user uses technology without even realizing it. So what are the issues that we were trying to devise when coming up with the voice app? We decided to do support for communities. And the reason why is because during this pandemic, we saw a very high rise in violence and discrimination against not only the Black community, but also the Asian community. And currently, the voice app that we have supports for these two communities. And we will be expanding on that idea as well. So the goal of our app is to spread awareness and campaigns on social media. We want to make changes as well as give this campaign a new platform. So the way our app works is it's an application built on Alexa and Google Assistant platforms, and it utilizes NLP, NLU, and machine learning to understand natural language. This application is built using Jovo Framework, Dialogflow, and Google Assistant, and it is accessible by using using phrases such as "Hey Google, talk to community support." And we do have a working demo to demonstrate that I can provide at.
Welcome to community support. I can help you stay informed with the issues in the Asian and Black communities and provide ways that you can help support them. Would you like to learn more about Asian or Black communities? I want to learn more about Asian communities.
Joshua, we can't see it. I'm not sure if we're supposed to see it.
So, I'm sorry. Let me do a quick screen share. Okay, I'm sorry. Is the audio coming through?
It's pretty quiet.
Okay, so there is also a link posted on dev posts of our so that's a quick demo, and what does it do for us? Or I'm sorry. What makes this voice app a foundation? Well, we have many different features and plans that we would like to implement along with this voice app. And with this, we would like to gather credit card information using gathering credit card information from a user and using the voice app is a little bit difficult. So in our application, we will be sending an email to the user with a link using like a secured software to complete transactions using Fiserv on the web. And that is our challenge for the Fiserv competition. And I'm afraid that is all I can give for this presentation at this moment. Yes. And here are some of the resources that we used.
All right, thank you, Joshua. All right, judges, any questions?
Hey, Joshua, can you tell me a little bit more about like the user base that would be using the app?
The user base that will be using the app are individuals who would like to help communities and won't know how to help them. And the reason why we wanted to use a voice app was to give users a faster way of accessibility using natural language and understanding. Having resources easily accessible with your voice for a more effective approach versus just doing a quick search up on the internet. And this creates more of a practicality for our day-to-day uses. So it basically spreads awareness for these hate crimes that are currently happening. And
And what's the data model or the base for the answers or solutions to the questions that people are using?
We created a temporary JSON file, which we would like to expand our app and partnering up with other communities and organizations that would like to use our application and sponsor their awareness through our app. And we would be implementing their data in our JSON files. But the one that we have for our demo is currently a mock JSON file.
All right, thank you very much. That's all we have time for. Appreciate it, community support. All right, we'll now be moving to the application from Selfie.
Um, I just need to share my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, you can see the screen.
Not yet. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. So today our team JSK will be presenting to you and everyone else selfie yourself before all else. So the problem is that we have a lot of causes of stress ranging from sleep deprivation, heavy work or school loads, poor eating habits, right? And a greater emphasis really needs to be placed on mental health. But we have all these problems and we really don't know what the answers to them are. We find that from our statistics, 46% of persons have poor eating habits, 75% feel overwhelmed from work, and 33% suffer from extreme stress. But again, the problem arises if I know I'm stressed out, if I know I have a poor eating habit, how will I solve it? So our solution is Selfie, a self-care app that utilizes users' data to provide a personalized mental and physical well-being experience. And currently, our app explores four main areas: sleep, eat, peace, and work. So, the platform, I'm going to do a quick demo of the platform if everyone can see it. Can you see the platform?
Yes,
Yes.
we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So our home page will basically bring you to the options where you'll be able to choose whether you want to reduce your stress, talk about your eating habits, improve your performance in work or school, and better your sleeping platforms. After you enter data like what time you probably went to sleep, or if you have any assignments coming up, or maybe if you ate a heavy meal today, you will receive advice from Selfie that can also be in a playable mode that will probably give you some suggestions and recommendations to help you improve these habits. Selfie also utilizes the option of saving advice so you can look back later, checking your progress that we soon to want to implement to be gamified so that you can compare with people in your area, their habits as well, and more things that we want to implement in the future. So our competitors, when we look at our competitor analysis here, we see that a lot of these different apps don't provide one-on-one professional advice, which Selfie would provide in the future. In terms of their affordability and our market analysis, we thought that for the first few years we'll already receive a a profit or loss over a 7 year period, and then we'll be able to gain profit over up. And there's also seen a year over year growth rate of mental health apps, especially after the pandemic. So we see that Selfie is actually a great app in comparison to these others. It's also very user friendly, and we intend to gamify the activities so people feel encouraged to visit the app more often. So just going over the target demographic, it's definitely going to be young adults.
That's time.
Thank you. And this is us.
How do you I have a smartwatch, I've got a phone, I've got all of these other things that talk to themselves. Will Selfie be able to talk to the different apps that I already use to collect data?
Right. So that's a future implementation we intend to have, because we do intend to do partnerships with sponsors. So we hope that Selfie will be able to do partnerships with like Apple, where we'll be able to use not only the features that you get probably from an Apple Watch or Fitbit to put into our personalized experience, but also the difference is that Selfie actually gives you advice from professionals that these other devices don't. So yes, that's a future implementation we want to have.
We have time for one more question.
What technology did we use to build Selfie?
Right. So based on our team skill set, we didn't really have any like
coders, so to speak. So we didn't really know what API we'd be able to draw from to get the information from professionals to create advices based on sleep benefits, eating habits, and such. So far in this process, we only designed how Selfie would look and its features and user experience, but we hope to gain that information from professionals that we'll be able to do sponsorships and partnerships with.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Selfie. All right, we will be moving on to the next team, which is ZYT to the Moon SB Plus.
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zakia Walker, representing Team ZYT to the Moon, and we have chosen to tackle the Pfizer sponsor challenge with Clover. Let's jump right into the presentation. So meet Taylor Roberts. She is a Black woman entrepreneur with a vegan restaurant located in the heart of Washington, D.C. And when she first started, she was very excited to share her creations with the world. But unfortunately, like many entrepreneurs, she was not equipped with the resources needed to succeed. And so she had to, unfortunately, close shop. But Taylor was not alone. Research shows that 20% of small businesses fail within 1 year, 50% of small businesses fail within 5 years, and 66% of those businesses fail within 10 years. And these statistics are alarming, and we already know that they affect minority entrepreneurs at a larger rate. So we did some research, and we wanted to figure out what is the reason why these small businesses fail. The number one reason small businesses fail is due to financial hurdles. One being the lack of capital to continue operating, or even the lack of funding from external sources. So small business owners are overwhelmed by these financial challenges every day. And like Taylor, they're forced to close. So this is where our solution comes in. We have developed Clover SB Plus, which is an extension to Clover's already existing web dashboard. It allows small business owners to learn and explore different topics to build their business and become more financially literate, as well as providing access to resources needed to promote success within their business. They will also have the opportunities to connect with other small business owners, building a community that they can share ideas and get feedback with one another on. So what are the capabilities? Clover SB Plus has 4 features: the business profile, search for grants and loan opportunities, financial literacy resources, and the community aspect. Take a look at my demo here. And so each business will have a business profile, and this will include useful attributes about the business that will be used to conduct a search for loans and grants that they may be eligible for. They'll be able to filter through available loan and grant opportunities to using tags that match their profile. They will also have access to financial literacy resources that explore topics like budgeting, building business credit, and then the community connect portion is where these business owners will be able to match and connect with people, other small business owners in their industry or in their area. So if you're still wondering why Clover SB Plus, for one, with Clover SB Plus, it allows Clover to provide a solution with enhanced support that targets their market audience, small business owners. When these small business owners apply and share these loan opportunities and these funding opportunities and really benefit from the resources available to them, they will be more likely to share with other people, which not only builds brand loyalty, but also builds new customer relationships for Clover. Also, it improves customer retention because we are focusing on long-term support and things that can really benefit the longevity of a company. For small business owners, take our girl Taylor, for example. With the Clover SB Plus, she's able to enjoy a community of support from other small business owners and also benefit from the resources of financial funds and resources available that is tailored directly to her business. By promoting the success of small business, we are supporting communities that they serve. Thank you for this presentation, and we will now open the floor for questions.
Thank you so much. All right, judges.
And how would this make money? Is it just through Clover itself, or is it separate from that?
Yes. I'm not sure. Am I still sharing my screen? Oh, let's see. Yes. So this will be. Wow, I did not know my video wasn't on. This will be from Clover itself. So it will be an extension of Clover, and we will be using Clover's already existing small business owners to have this extra feature that they can use. And so it'll be more appealing to potential small business owners who are looking for a point of sale service to use as well.
All right, we have time for one more question.
Did you build the app? Is there technology behind the app?
Yeah, so we use HTML and CSS to do this. There's a little JavaScript in the search functionality for the loans and grants. We were looking into Google API to kind of filter and do like some parsing of like SBA agency websites to pull these loans and grants. But in the span of our 24 hours, we were not able to incorporate it in the working prototype.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Okay, ZYT to the moon, SB plus. Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna call EVN back to the stage. Braden, we're gonna check your audio to see if it works this time.
Hello, does it work now? Does it?
Braden, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, better.
Okay.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon. I am a part of the macro chips team, and we created Even, the unbiased recruiting and hiring tool. As we're all aware, 2020 was a challenging year due to issues concerning social justice and implicit bias, which can impact decision-making and judgment without our awareness. It brought to our attention the importance of the need to eradicate implicit bias in our society. There are several events that are specifically related to this. For example, the recent advent of complaints about HR from Google employees regarding racial and gender discrimination, a Wells Fargo CEO stating, while it might seem like an excuse, the unfortunate reality is that there is a very limited pool of Black talent to recruit from, in addition to a professor just last week at Georgetown, the University of Law, who openly talked about her concern regarding the quality of Black students performing in her class. Our solution to this issue is Even, which is a website where the hiring process is based on merit and qualifications by removing unconscious biases such as race, gender, and physical attributes, and also educational, cultural, and social biases. The job seeker can upload their credentials anonymously and get recommendations on jobs that they are qualified to apply for. The recruiter is also able to post job listings and also see a list of applicants that apply for that job. There are also background checks to make sure that what the applicant is saying is accurate, in addition to an interviewing tool to obfuscate a person's voice in order to reduce bias in that sense. The tech stack that we use to create this app is React and Firebase. We use React and Material UI in order to create the front end of the app, and we use Firebase to create a backend which stored the user's credentials. Some key partners in an app like Even is job seekers, existing job finding companies, and independent background check companies. Some key activities are for job seekers, uploading resumes and matching with potential employers, also viewing available jobs. And for recruiters, posting job lists and matching with quality candidates. For the customer segment, the job seeking side would want entry-level candidates, experienced candidates, and internship or part-time roles. And recruiters would want to find their ideal candidate while eliminating unconscious bias. The value proposition we have for Even is that we assist job seekers in finding potential employers and help recruiters find qualified candidates by removing bias from the recruitment process. As one person told us when we were interviewing them about this idea. Job hunting is difficult, and COVID makes it even harder. And this levels the playing field. The cost structure of this app includes hosting and user acquisition, and the revenue streams of this app are running advertisements, subscription fees for job seekers, a service fee for recruiters and companies, and a placement fee for recruiters and successful job matching. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you. That's time. All right, judges, do you have any questions?
Do you have a prototype of the app?
Yes, we do. We made a prototype on Figma, and we also coded up a prototype using React and Firebase.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much, the team from Even. Braden, we appreciate it. All right. And with that, that concludes our pitch competition for today. I'd like to thank all of our teams for presenting your amazing ideas. I want you to take an opportunity to congratulate yourselves for making it through a 24-hour competition. We hope that you gained a lot of skills, you worked collaboratively. We're super impressed at your talent, your grit, and your desire to see yourself through this type of competition. It really does build character as well as give you opportunities to build skills that you can use throughout your career. So the next part of the competition is that we will step off the platform to do judging deliberations on your prototypes and your apps. It should take approximately 30 minutes to an hour to return so that we can do our award ceremony. We ask that you visit some of our corporate sponsors that may be on the platform, or you can take the time to take a break before we come back for the award ceremony. But we want to just thank our judges for their time. And we really want to thank you all for being so committed to this event. We do it so that you can have great opportunities, obviously to win some good prizes, to meet some new people, and to get connected to job opportunities that you may want. There's a student feedback survey we'd like you to fill out. I believe we have sent it to you through Eventbrite, and it should be also in the Slack. But if not, it's being presented on the screen now, and we can put it in the chat for you as well. We want to continue to make this event one that's meaningful for you, that's relevant to you. So we really encourage you to let us know what we did well, what we could work on, and what things you may want to see in subsequent hackathons. Are there any more slides? Nope. So with that, we will close and thank you all again. And we're going to step off to do judging deliberations, and we will be back with you shortly. Thank you so much.